Okay, so good afternoon, class, and welcome to your credit collection class. So today we'll talk about land as collateral. So need to understand land values, ownership, and title acquisition. Again, using the Philippine real estate context. Mhm. Okay, so what are our learning objectives for this session? Number one, understand the meaning of land value. Two, explain how land can be used as collateral. Identify modes of acquiring title of the land, recognize the importance of land ownership documents, and finally evaluate factors affecting land value in the Philippines. So what is land? Land is a fixed asset classified as real property, no? So in our balance sheet, it's part of our asset, no? Part of our fixed asset, no? The only difference between land and other assets that land do not depreciate, no? So in fact, it appreciates in value. It includes a parcel of ground and rights attached to it. So for example, a residential lot in Quezon City, agricultural land in Batangas, and a commercial lot in Cebu City. So land as collateral, no? So collateral again, let's define what collateral is, no? So collateral is an asset pledged to secure a loan. So if borrower fails to pay, lender may foreclose. So land as collateral, basically, you're using your land to secure a loan. So it could be used for housing loan, business loan, personal loan, and credit line. So for example, a business owner mortgages a titled lot in Bacoor for working capital. No? So one good example of this is if you purchase a land via Pag-ibig loan. No? So in entering a loan with Pag-ibig, you're actually using your land as collateral. No? So in case of default, say for example, you're you failed to pay, I think for 3 consecutive months, then Pag-ibig may foreclose the land. No? Again, that's a security for the loan. So in fact, there are a lot of land, not just land, no, even house and lot, mortgage with Pag-ibig, no, financed by Pag-ibig that have been foreclosed, no. And if you go to their website, you can actually bid, no. So that's the way of disposing those foreclosed house and lot and other properties mortgage with Pag-ibig, no. It's by way of bidding. No? So there will be a minimum amount to bid. So obviously, if you really want that property, no, so you bid more than the minimum, no, because there are also other people who would bid for those properties, no. So there's a list within the Pag-ibig website. So like right now, I'm looking for additional properties in Bataan. So I'm checking the properties in Pag-ibig website, no. Good thing about it is that because it's already foreclosed, no. So if you pay cash, I think there will be discount, no, as much as 30%, no, of the total bid. And then you can also it can also be financed again by Pag-ibig, no? So you enter a loan with Pag-ibig, and then you can use that as again collateral for the loan. So why banks accept land? Number one, measurable value. No? So we can always determine the price of the land. No? So uh, there will be a valuation attached to the land. So it could be a zonal value. Later on, we'll talk about that. No? There's also a market value, no? So basically, a fair market value is when there is a willing seller to sell and a willing buyer to buy. And obviously, it depends on the location. So the price of a land in Makati, um, it's much pricier, no, than land in, say, Cavite or in other provinces. Usually appreciates over time. So it cannot be moved or hidden. It can be legally foreclosed. And a strong security when title is clean. So when we say title is clean, meaning the land or the title isn't mortgaged or there's no lien. There's no mortgage attached to that particular land. Let's take a look at the land values. No? So earlier we talked about this. So what are the valuation, no, of our land? Number one, market value. This is the probable selling price. So again, if you go to even in Facebook Market, no? So I try to browse there. There are actually um, agents there offering to, offering different lots or even house and lot in subdivision. Good thing about, you know, if you're looking into buying a lot, house and lot, but you don't have the money right now, the option that you can explore is to buy a pre-selling. So again, when we say pre-selling, so there's development is still going to be done in the future. No? So like in my case, sorry class i-mute ko lang sa may papatayin na ako na mukhang maingay sa background. Okay. So in my case, I purchased a condominium unit in Bacoor. It's actually just right right at the end of the Cavitex, if you're familiar with the place. So uh, I purchased it on pre-selling. No? So meaning it was turned over to me sometime in October 2019. But prior to that, I was already paying for the equity. No? So um, I think I started paying for the equity sometime in 2016. No? So it took 3 years before it has been turned over to me. No? So right now it's mortgaged with a bank. Uh, yeah, I think I still have 2 years to go. No? So again, assessed value. So this is the basis for real property tax. No? So zonal value. This is the BIR basis for taxes, and then we have the appraised value, especially uh, when you're entering into a mortgage and you're using your land as collateral. Then the bank or another appraiser would estimate the value of your land. No? So that's the appraised value. So let's look at different example of the of different values. No? So lot in Parañaque may sell at 6 million pesos. But the BIR zonal value, again, this is the basis of the real property tax. It could be 5.2 million. And then we have the assessed value. So assessed value, this is the basis of the real property tax. No? So RRPT, or in Tagalog, amilyar. No? So you're very much familiar with this. No? Your mom or your parents are paying this annually. No? And in fact, local government units are offering discount if you pay in advance. No? So like in Cavite, I think as much as 50% discount, I believe, no? So, and then we have this bank appraisal. Again, this is done by the bank or they hire a third party appraiser. Important factors affecting land value. Number one, obviously, is the location. No? Earlier, I mentioned that that a lot in Makati can be maybe 5 times or even 10 times more expensive than a lot in Cavite or in Bataan or in other provinces. No? Accessibility, especially if there's no you know there's still the area is still underdeveloped, so there's no road. uh, Lot size and shape. So in subdivision, if you're in the corner, then it's the value of that lot is even more expensive than the lots in the middle. Zoning or land use, whether it is registered as for commercial and residential. Obviously, if it's commercial, the valuation is higher. Market demand. So I remember, if you're familiar with Kamaya Coast in Mariveles, Bataan, earlier, like 5 years or even 5 years ago, the price of the square meter at that time is around maybe uh 15,000 pesos per square meter. But right now, no, I tried to as an agent when I was in um what's that? So, near CCP, so they have a booth right there. So right now the price is around 55,000 per square meters. No, so imagine that. No, because there's market demand and it's really a good location. No? So they're promoting the land itself as being in a beach lot. And the title condition. No? So whether it's clean, when we say clean, it's never attached to any mortgage or it was never, excuse me, there's no lien. So value difference by location. No? So I keep telling this. No? So 100 square lot comparison. No? So like in Makati, it could be as high as 20 million pesos. In Bacoor, it may range between 3 million to 7 million. So provincial areas very lower depending on location. No? So especially if it's still underdeveloped, no? So if they call it, if it's still under mother title, then it's even a lot cheaper because there is still a lot of you know processing that will take place. Title of ownership. No? So a title is a legal proof of ownership registered with government authorities. No? So we have different types of title of ownership. Number one, transfer certificate of title or TCT. Next, we have original certificate of title or OCT. Then finally, we have condominium certificate of title, CCT. No? So let's discuss each of this title of ownership. OCT, or the original certificate of title, this is the first title issued after original land registration. That's why it's OCT, no? So original certificate of title. Now, PCT, on the other hand, this is issued when titled land ownership is transferred through sale, donation, inheritance, or subdivision. No? So basically, class, what the difference between the two, OCT is basically the original one. No? When you initially register the land. PCT is when it is being transferred, ownership is being transferred. No? So for example, I own a lot in Bataan, no? So I sold it to another person, no? So then once the processing is done, the government will issue TCT, or the transfer certificate of title. CCT, on the other hand, condominium certificate of title, this is issued for ownership of condominium unit, parking slot, or related condo property. This one is what I have in Bacoor. No? So all our official ownership titles issued through the Philippine Land Registration System. Okay? That's why, class, later on, when we talk about due diligence, what are the factors that you would check first before buying a land or even a property? So like in my case, back in 2016, I was employed near Mall of Asia. No? So my office back then was in Mall of Asia. So from my my place right now, it's actually it will only take me around 15-minute drive to go to my office. No? So back then, we were still working at the office. No? So and then obviously pandemic hit. No? So we were sent home, and from then, I never went back to an office setup. No? So I do remote work. No? So right now, uh, I'm doing some remote work. So still accounting. No? It's just that you know uh, I now have the luxury of managing my time working at home or elsewhere. Okay, so yeah, we discussed this earlier. OCT, original or first issuance. TCT, transfer or most common title for land and house and lot resale. CCT is for condo ownership inside the condominium building. So banks usually accept TCT and CCT as collateral if clean and verified. What matters most is they are authentic, no liens, no, meaning there's no mortgage attached to it. There's updated tax, no? Plus ito, this is critical also, no? Updated taxes, meaning you have paid for the real property tax. That's a milyar in Tagalog, no? So it's an annual tax attached to your property, no? So even condominium isn't exempted on paying real property tax, no? So it's a certain percentage of the total assessed value of the um, property. Clear ownership history, especially if it's being transferred. Why title is important? No? So number one, helps prove ownership. It allows sale or transfer. It enables bank loan collateral. It protects from disputes, and it supports legal registration. No? So that's why it's very common here in the Philippines to have rights. No? So they don't have really the title, but um, they have been situated in the particular house and lot for quite a while, but they don't actually own the land, no, because it's still registered with the government. They only have the rights because they were there, uh, you know, during the time that there's nobody there. No? So right now, there are also local government units, transferring this land, these properties to their constituents. No? So to those people um, residing on those properties. But again, it's risky, especially, if you notice, there are also people selling rights. It's not illegal, but again, there's no title, no? So you have to still process that. And then, like I said, local government unit is doing those processing. But those people residing on those properties, they still do pay for real property taxes. So imagine that. So modes of acquiring title, no? So when do you acquire a title? Or remember, a title is basically an ownership to a particular land, no? So number one, purchase or sale. Two, by inheritance. Three, donation. Fourth, judicial award, no? So let's talk about what's the judicial award is, no? Because I think the rest here are self-explanatory, no? Government award, this is what I'm talking about, no? So certain community has only rights to a property or to the land, no? So government may award them title, original registration. So again, this is the OCT. So let's talk about judicial award. So judicial award, this is the acquisition of property ownership through court ruling or legal judgment. So some common situations are number one, settlement of estate among heirs. Two, partition of co-owned property. Three, ownership disputes. When we say judicial award, there's a case. Annulment or separation property division. So for example, two parties claim the same lot in Bacoor. Court awards title to the party with valid documents. Now that's why it's in cases when you have to you have to prove your ownership to a particular lot. No, it's important that you're paying the real property taxes. While it's not a proof of ownership, the ones who are paying real property taxes, or basically you have to put your name there as owner of that particular lot. Then more often than not, when you build a case again, proving your ownership of that particular lot, then those real property taxes receipt is a solid proof. Now, in terms of banking reviews, banks may accept if decision is final, excuse me, title is transferred and records are clean. So again, in terms of um, getting an ownership via judicial award, you can still use it as a collateral for a loan, provided that a decision is final and the title has already been transferred to you. Okay? So buying a lot, no? So again, what are the common steps in buying a lot? Number one, execute deed of sale. So this is a contract between the seller and the buyer, no? And then pay taxes and fees. So ito class, taxes, it could also mean capital gains tax. No? That's why you also have to negotiate for it. So like if the total purchase price, and it is usually excluding capital gains taxes and then other fees. Then you have to transfer the title to the buyer. And then you issue the new transferred certificate of title. So this is just again an overview, no, on how to purchase a lot. How about with inherited property? So uh, Number one, settle estate taxes. So estate taxes basically is that this is a tax due on the estate. So meaning the property that's going to be divided between the heirs. Excuse me. Number two, execute extrajudicial settlement. So extrajudicial settlement, this is a settlement of deceased person's estate by agreement of heirs outside the court system. Because if it's being, again, put into a court system, then it's called judicial award. And then transfer title to heirs. Seems very straightforward, but in reality, it can be, it can be messy. So what are the risks when accepting land as collateral? There's a chance that the title is fake, double sale,
Playing from desktop B2CAF2M.
unpaid real property taxes, so and it can accrue. So if you don't pay this year, it can accrue, and then there are penalties. Boundary disputes. So what if there's also another person disputing for your land? Informal settlers. So these are very prominent also, especially here in the metro. Existing mortgage and liens. So that's why the bank has to make sure that they do due diligence checklist. Number one, verify the title with the registry of deeds. Check tax declaration. So this is with the land registry. Inspect property physically. Now you have to go there, especially if you're planning to purchase a particular land or property. Confirm that there's no liens or annotations. Annotations basically it's being put as a note into the title, whether it's mortgage or not. Request updated appraisal and check ownership identity. So in summary, class, land is a valuable real property. It can secure loans as collateral. The value depends on multiple factors. So we've discussed that, location being the top priority. Clean title is essential, especially you have to make sure that it's not mortgage already. There's no lien attached to it. And the ownership can be acquired through several legal modes. And actually, this is the last slide, for this session, But just think of this, Would you rather accept untitled 500 square meters provincial land or a clean titled 100 square city lot? So it's between, it's an untitled 500 square meters versus a titled 100 square meter city lot. And why? So again, based on our discussion today, clean title speaks a lot about the property. So therefore, you have to go to a clean title for 100 square meters city lot. Yeah. So class, so that's actually the end of our session for today, and this is going to be the last topic, in our syllabus. So again, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me via the email, my personal email address, or you can course it through your class Beetle. Again, for the upcoming final exam, I'll be sharing with you the coverage, but it will be those topics that we have covered after the midterm. No? So it will be multiple choice. There will be 30 items, again, multiple choice, and it will be good for 1.5 hours. So I'll check with Ma'am Eden when's going to be your schedule. No? But yeah. So for the rest of the sessions that we have, you can use it to prepare for your final exam for our subject or any other subjects that you have. Let me stop sharing. Share. Okay, class, no? So again, that would be all for today. I enjoyed teaching you, and I hope you learned one or two from our sessions. But thank you for attending our classes, and I hope to see you soon. Ingat kayo, class. Take care.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you.